Are you ready to buy your first home, but terrified of making costly mistakes? You're not alone. I'm about to reveal the top 5 mistakes first-time home buyers make that could cost you thousands. Avoiding these pitfalls could be the difference between your dream home and a financial nightmare. What's up, everybody? Anthony Esposito with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert right here in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I've helped countless first-time home buyers navigate the real estate market. And if you have any questions or need help yourself, feel free to contact me directly here, or you can go in the description below, click on my calendar link, book a call with me. Either way, I'd love to help you out like I have many others. At any point in this video, if you get any value from this, be sure to smash the like button. It's greatly appreciated. Don't forget to click subscribe, turn notifications on so you can stay up to date on all real estate insights, tips, tricks, property tours, you name it, I have it coming your way. So without further ado, let's get into the top 5 mistakes first-time home buyers make and how you can avoid making these same mistakes. So to start it off, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see first-time home buyers make, but it's not the biggest. It's not understanding the neighborhood. And what I mean by that is when you go house hunting, it's not just about finding that perfect home to start your life, your home buying journey. You have to consider the neighborhood as well. Look at things like the crime rate. If you have young kids or you're planning on having a family at some point in time, be sure to research the school systems. What kind of amenities do they have? Work commute, where's that from? Take your time, drive around different neighborhoods in the cities that you are considering to move to. Even walk around them. If you see people out and about, ask them what they like about the community, or, get their insight on it so you can make a best informed decision on where you want to go, because it's not just about that dream home. Imagine yourself purchasing that home just to find out that the crime rates are high. The school system isn't what you thought it was going to be. They don't have the amenities that you need or want. Make sure, prioritize the neighborhood as much as you prioritize the house. Number 2 on the list drives me nuts, and I'm glad that more people are starting to implement this, but it is still something that first-time home buyers are making a mistake. That's skipping the home inspection and or not understanding what it does. That home inspection could save you thousands of dollars. It's well worth, anywhere from $200 up to $1,000 to pay out of pocket to find out what's going on with that house. And I say up to $1,000 because there's so many different inspections you can do. It's not just a general home inspection. You may have to do a septic inspection, a well inspection, radon, pest. There's tons that you can do. Mold inspections, for instance. Do not skip out on those home inspections. Make sure those contingencies are in place when you put an offer in the house. It's there to protect you. And one thing that you should always be aware of is it also gives you a possibility to ask sellers to maybe, either fully repair some of those issues or at least help out. You can do it in, a couple different ways. Your agent will help you, determine what the best course of action is. But you don't want to go into a house that has high radon levels. That's a carcinogen. You don't want to go into a house that has mold. You're not going to see that stuff. Not many people are going to climb up in an attic and look for potential mold. Nobody's going to come in with a, radon tester that takes, I believe it's 72 hours to get accurate readings. So you're not even going to know what that is. And that's just simply a gas coming up from Earth. It's everywhere. And you want those levels to be below 4. You don't want them higher than 4. So be sure to get those home inspections done. Do not skip them. I cannot stress it enough. So before we get into the last 3, Number 5 is by far the most important one. However, these next two can be just as equally important, and they're a lot of times just completely looked over and not even thought about until it's kind of like too late, like you're into the thick of things. So number 3 on the list is getting the pre-approval before you start your house hunting. I bring this one up because once you start looking at homes, you don't know what your budget is until you get pre-approved. Unless you have cash, that's the only way you're going to know what your budget truly is. If you start looking at homes without the pre-approval, you're going to get super excited. You're purchasing your first home. It's a very exciting time. However, you may be looking at homes that are out of your budget, out of your reach, and you're going to get excited for them. And then it's going to kind of be a disappointment when you find out you can't afford that house, or you can't afford that style of home, what it may have done to it, size of yard, size of home. There's so many different factors. The absolute first thing that you need to do to benefit yourself and benefit your mindset through the whole process, get the pre-approval. Talk to multiple lenders, because every lender has different incentives. Every lender has different costs associated with closing. Yes, you're going to look at the interest rates, of course. Keep in mind, if it's a few points here and there, there's not like a huge difference. It's not going to affect your monthly payment all that much. Something that may seem like it's a little bit better, like a little bit lower, if you get like a 6.8 compared to a 6.825, that one that's a 6.8 may have added cost out of pocket that are higher than the 6.825. It really varies. I always advise at least talk to 3 different lenders. Find out which one that you can trust, one that you can like. And you want them to be available every single day throughout the whole day. It's very difficult to have a lender that works Monday through Friday, because most transactions in real estate are happening Friday after hours, Saturday, Sunday. That's the majority of the time when you're putting in an offer. And if you need a question answered and you don't have that lender available, that can lead to a headache and just be a stressful environment. And one of the other great things about getting the pre-approval is you can determine, what you're comfortable with. You don't have to max out at that top budget. You can come under, figure out your monthly payment that you are comfortable with paying. If you don't have to go to that top, pre-approval amount, that's great. That's what we want. That's what I want for my clients. When you're buying, the less is better. So figure out what you're comfortable with and have it ready to go. So then you're looking at the proper properties and not getting excited for something that you can't afford and just having that disappointment. Number 4 on the list is ignoring the total cost of home ownership. I see this happen all the time, whether it's a first-time home buyer or not. A lot of people forget to factor in all the other added costs because you're not really thinking about it. You're just thinking about what the monthly payment's going to be. So considering just the price of the home is very misleading. You got to factor in property taxes. You got to factor in, is there an HOA? You got to factor in utilities. You got to factor in possible home maintenance to that house. There's going to be home maintenance at some point. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. The best way to figure out what it's going to be is if you're putting an offer in on the house or you want to put an offer in on that house, either you yourself contact your lender or have your agent contact the lender, give the address of that home. They will be able to pretty much come, dead on what it's going to cost, give or take just a little bit. It's a very accurate estimate because they'll factor in the property taxes, if there's HOA, all of that. And you will get that monthly amount. The worst thing you can do is not think about potential fixes to the house, like a roof or changing out windows or the mechanicals like the HVAC system. A way to help with that Don't rely just on homeowners insurance because it doesn't really work that way. You can get a home warranty, whether it's right when you purchase it, you can ask the seller to provide it. You can get it down the line, a couple years down the road at any given point. Most of the time for single family homes in this area, it's around $500 for the basic plan, which is very reasonable. And then if you want to go to like the next step up, it's not much more expensive, but it just covers more stuff. And basically what it does is you have like a deductible on it. You pay a certain amount, the home warranty covers the rest. Some companies, they have their set contractors where you have to pick one of their contractors they're affiliated with. Others, they let you choose your own contractors. It's very hassle-free, very quick. It eliminates a lot of money out of pocket. But you have to factor that in. Don't just look at the price of the home. Consider everything above. And one of the great things is you can have your agent ask the list agent, estimated budget on utilities to kind of also give you that insight, because it's not going to be put into your monthly mortgage payment, but added in because it is a house expense. So mistake number 5, the most important one to avoid. It's letting emotions drive your decision. It's a huge decision. It's a big process. It's an exciting moment. Choose based off of research and market comparisons, not off of emotions themselves. I say this because you may end up regretting putting more money towards a house just to get it, and then you're kind of in the hole in a sense. You got to base it on what are the other comps that are out there. You got to base it on, is there, a roof that needs repaired? Is there, damaged siding? Is there updates to do to this home? You got to base it off of those things with the emotional side attached to it. If your emotions are getting like too out of control and you're going in solely based off of, I love this house, we have to have it, I don't care that the foundation is, all cracked and there's the step cracks that are in it. Worst decision you could ever make at that point. Take a step back, reassess your priorities, reassess the house itself. Just kind of take a breather, relax. It's the biggest investment you're about to make. Don't do it solely on the emotions. You don't want to have that regret. You don't want to have that pain of possibly dumping a bunch of money into it because you were just like, I must have this house. I understand that feeling is fantastic. It's great. And that's going to be one of the driving factors for purchasing a house. But just make sure it's a smart choice. Like I said, if there's massive foundation issues, but the rest of the house is fantastic and you love it, if you're okay knowing that you can spend tens of thousands of dollars potentially, then by all means go after it, but factor that in. Maybe ask for seller concessions or offer less if they're at their top dollar. Your agent's going to end up comping the stuff for you. I always do. And we're going to do stuff based off of research. Don't do it solely off of emotion. I hope these tips help you avoid some of these common mistakes that we see out there and make your first time home buying process a successful one, a stress-free one, or at least, as little stress as possible. And it gives you some insight of how to make the best decision when you put an offer in. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what, things that you're facing, mistakes that you have possibly have made. Let me know if you've known of these or if this is all new to you and it's kind of like eye awakening approaching, purchasing your first home. If you got any value from this, be sure to smash the like button. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, click subscribe, turn notifications on so you can stay up to date on all real estate insights, tips, tricks, property tours, market updates, you name it, I got it coming your way. If you have any questions or need help navigating this market as a first-time home buyer, I've helped many of you before. I'd love to help you as well. You can contact me directly here, or you can go in the description below, click on my calendar link, and book a call with me. Either way, I'd love to help you out, or at least see if I could answer any questions that you may have, just to give you a little bit more information. I'll catch you on the next video.